If you live your life as if everything is about you, you'll be left with just that, just you. And that's Glenn McMillan. Um, I'm sure y'all have seen this, and I posted something on there, so hopefully LJ can make a final decision and the right decision. Um, you know, the Hey You Trust Me Foundation is on everything, even the little cards. Um, and everybody keeps saying, "Oh, this is about LJ." You're exactly right. It was, and it still is. It's about getting him a house. Um, how do I put this, man? Nobody is looking at the big picture. Okay, there's all these sponsors, and this whole entire thing was created by me because of the kindness that's in my heart. Okay, and no one else did this. And the reason we're doing a life estate is y'all don't understand yet because it hadn't hit you, but this is what God called me to do, man. And Michelle knows that from that first text I sent back in September. And I'm going to remain steadfast. One of my favorite NASCAR drivers of all time. Perseverance, remain steadfast against all odds. And my last name used to be Cross. I was named after my biological father, Lance. And you want to talk about post traumatic stress disorder? I'm second generation, man, because he left me and my mom when I was 5 years old, and I didn't see or hear from him for 20 years. Yeah, he got a Purple Heart. He got hit in his leg. Got a Silver Star for saving 3 guys and almost dying. He got a Bronze Star. And if you go on the Hey You Trust Me Foundation's website, Lifelong Goal, you can see Debbie Chard and Bill Sharp did a special about me and my father 10 years ago. And I'm going to show you, since it is Memorial Day, here's my grandfather, Mr. Cross. And he was a CB in the Pacific. And yeah, there's some gruesome pictures from the Pacific. He fought in World War II, man. And yeah, that's a funeral. Some of his buddies didn't make it. And that's him. And let me tell you who LJ reminds me of, man. When I was in the Navy, my job was to drive that little yellow tractor and move aircraft around. And we were off the coast of Somalia in 1993, 3 miles off the coast. You see all these warships. And we were anchored, but we were still doing flight ops where carriers come in and land, and H-53s are taking Marines ashore. And that's how this whole thing started, man. Operation Unleash the Flight Deck for LJ, man. It's nothing's changed. This sailor right here, man. I'm still on a mission to get this Marine out of harm's way because no one else has done it. His family hasn't been able to do it. And I've got all these sponsors, and they back my decision for a life estate because it's the right thing to do for LJ. And you need to take the time to learn it. But I'm going to tell you who LJ reminds me of. We're 3 miles off the coast of Somalia. And these 2 Somalian boys rode this little homemade boat out there. And I was on the flight deck, and I told my shipmate, hey, man, let's go downstairs and see what that is, to the hangar bay. And we get there, and the little boys are waving up at us, pointing to their mouths. They wanted something to eat. So I told my shipmate, I said, hey, man, let's go get them something to eat from the galley. And there's a Marine gunny sergeant standing there, and he looks at us. He goes, don't give them anything. If y'all want to give them something, give them a bar of soap so they can wash their asses. And we're like, really? I mean, I didn't say that to a gunny. I was just thinking that. And so anyway, I went to the ship's ATM, got out $5, bought 2 Cokes, 2 Honey Buns, 2 Snicker bars, went back to the hangar bay. Gunny's still there, walked 100 yards forward to the ship's rib lifeboat, walked out, yelled for the kids to come under me. I dropped 2 Cokes, 2 Honey Buns, 2 Snicker bars. The moment I dropped the last Snicker, it fell in the water. The little boy jumps out of the boat, grabs it, his buddy helps him back in. And I hear, hey! And I'm thinking, oh shit, Gunny's heard me. That's half a month's paid times two taken away, plus a whole month's worth of restriction to the ship. And the little boys are looking forward, and they start rowing forward. And I look up to see what they're looking at, and it's the skinny Marine that was in the hangar bay with me when Gunny told us not to give him anything. That's just like LJ, tall guy, and he drops him 2 loaves of bread. He went through the galley and got 2 loaves of bread. As soon as he dropped the loaves of bread, we saluted each other and hauled ass back in the ship. And I had before I hauled ass back in the ship, I looked out over the ocean, man. White puffy clouds, Indian Ocean. I said, God, I don't know how, but one day I'm going to make a difference. And I take, you can cross somebody or you can live by the cross, what Jesus Christ wanted. And my name, when I was born, was Carlton Cross. And I take that to heart, man. And I even wear this wristband every day that says Unbroken. And y'all need to get with the program, man. This is what God wants for LJ. And don't lose it like Glenda's post on Facebook.